My name is Micah Hirokawa, and I am a music teacher at Redefining Academy in Kailua. I've been an educator for about almost 12 years now. But I've been at Redefining Academy for, this is my 7th year there. And the piece you just heard just now in our little meditation exercise was a piece composed by a 7-year-old with severe dyslexia, Susan. And Susan had no instrumental training whatsoever prior to arranging this piece. None. And this was her first visit with me. She had actually only been my student when she composed this for 25 minutes. So give me a big round of applause. I'm just kidding. We're going to find out very quickly that none of this really points to me, but we're going to see really quickly that this is a hidden ability that these students have and possess, and that can be unlocked through the means of music. I'm going to start with myself. This is the beginning of the journey, okay? Every one of your students of concerns probably look like that. I'm not talking about the dog. That little sumo wrestler on the left-hand side. Probably look like that. Okay, so that's me. I'm almost 1 year old. And at this point in my life, the only person I had to compete with was the dog. My mom, she moved here in high school from Washington State, and she loves it here. She's been here ever since. Married to my dad, good-looking guy. Looks just like me. It's my twin. That is not my stepmother. This is my real mom. Anyways, that's my dad. He's a full-time optometrist, and he is a semi-professional musician. He played with Auntie Genoa Keawe. His group that he was famous for was the Kaneohe Serenaders back in the 70s. And I attribute my foundation and beginning in music to that man right there. At this point, I'm a cute little kid. Nobody says, look at that kid, he's disabled, he's got a learning disability, he's going to be a problem. So, safe, right there. All right, so then, I'm introduced to music. Right off the bat, my dad, Hawaiian music entertainer, from the very beginning I was playing the ukulele. That's a cloth diaper. That is a dedicated parent. I have a 2-year-old, we're in the potty training stages right now, and I could not do that. Okay? And so, I was playing ukulele very early. My dad had a theory, and he taught me to play music the old way, and I have a ukulele choir right now, and I teach them that way too. And that is to learn all music theory, the chord families, so that you play in any key, shape, or form. And my dad also had this theory that you need to learn, if you're going to make it in the music business, you need to learn the ukulele, the upright bass, and the guitar. Because you never know which one of those elements might be missing. So right off the bat, those were the instruments that I had to learn. But I was drawn to more traditional instruments, as you can see, the piano. Now my parents never bought me piano lessons. I begged for them, and they never did. And so I just taught myself to play piano. And they were amazed, everyone was amazed, that this kid could teach himself to play the piano. And at this point, look at that kid right there on the piano. He looks like he's going to be a success, doesn't he? Look at that smile. Handsome guy, looks like his dad. All right, needless to say, that girl right there, number 2, would be the brains in the family. Until I realized something later. Anyways, but I taught myself to play the piano, and I taught myself, and I learned from my dad how to play many different types of instruments. It was awesome. Then off to elementary school. I hit the 1st grade, and I don't know what happened, but I look like this. And that's an interesting picture there. My dad was an optometrist, and he thought everyone needed reading glasses. Those are the ones he chose for me. Yeah. Hate that man. No, love him dearly. And so I took these glasses, and they became my shield. And even though they were reading glasses, and they were very strong, probably stronger than I needed, I made it a goal to wear them everywhere so I'd have my own identity. And it was terrible because at Honolulu Elementary School, they have a long yellow line that goes up through the school, and they have these mean ladies. They go to lunch lady monitor school to be these people, and they tell you like this, walk on the yellow line. Walk on the yellow line. They tell you that nonstop. So you're wearing these reading glasses that are way too strong, trying to form an identity and walk on the yellow line. It did not work very good for me. I was walking into the railings. The yellow line was sometimes 2 lines. It was very difficult. But I did the best I could in creating my own identity. And the teachers quickly noticed that I was unique, and I was quickly sent to this special room where they offer this wonderful test, and they have all these great meetings about you, IEP meetings, and they said, this kid is special. And I thought, hey, I'm special. That is great. Why do you think I'm wearing the glasses? I want to be special. Little did I know that special would someday translate to being not so special. And they quickly, my diagnosis was quickly established, as we probably hear all the time, and these probably usually go hand in hand. They said severely ADHD, medication, and highly dyslexic. And so I spent my time, and I will admit, since 1982, the SPED program has come a long way. But I spent my time with drooling kids, kids in wheelchairs, and all different types of special needs kids, and I had a lot of energy, and they kept me in this room. And I stayed in that room, and then they would send me back to class every once in a while. Here's the interesting thing. And don't cry for me, Argentina. Just listen, okay? Here's the interesting thing. The interesting thing is that when I was in elementary school, I did not see one day of recess. Oh, there we go. I just came from the lecture, play's essential. Yeah, that is definitely the wrong thing to do to this kid that you diagnosed as ADHD. No, I didn't see one day of recess. In fact, in the 4th grade, I had, and if you're related, don't take offense, but Miss Takata, and she must have had like the world record of being the oldest teacher in school, as I remember, at 4th grade. But Miss Takata, she had me write sentences. I wrote sentences and sentences. I wrote tons of them. In fact, almost all of them were backwards, but I wrote them. And one day, I'm sitting there, and she'd make us write it facing the playground. And so I was writing my sentences, and then one day I thought, I got this, I've got it figured out. And so what I did was I took my pencil, and I looked at the pencil tip, and I went, and I broke it on purpose. And I said, oh, Miss Takata, I cannot write sentences anymore. My pencil tip is broken. It was better to just watch the kids having fun than to sit there writing these sentences. And this will never happen again. And do not report this to school. But she pulls out a pocket knife and begins to sharpen my pencil, whittling away. And I was just like, this is amazing. She beat me. Okay, so Miss Takata. Okay, so from that point on, things get really interesting in the life of an ADHD and dyslexic kid. Let's go over to middle school. Local boy! That looks like a kid who's going to do something good in middle school. He looks like he is head of the math team, doesn't he? Okay, so I go to my first middle school dance at King Intermediate, and I go to this dance, and I go, they've got the lights, the turntables, and everything, and it's just great, okay? And I tell my dad,